Well, hello there, you beautiful, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. We went into... You're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. I think earlier it was tofu and corn that we got into, but this video, we're back to... Let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. As we're talking about an email that I was sent, right? I was sent an email. It weren't... You know, I did that other email about the video of apparently Jay Slater being tortured. Yeah, well, the person who I spoke about sending me that, which I didn't even say who it was, didn't show any indication of anything to do with them so they could actually be identified. But fuck me, did I get some abuse over that email. For another day, perhaps. We'll see. But anyway, no, someone sent me an email, right? And with respect of the Jay Slater case and the Jay Slater story, obviously we're being fed a story. We're being fed this version of events. And I think what we have to appreciate in this is that for you to believe what happened to Jay, it seemingly happened very suddenly. All right, very, very suddenly. And I think people are getting so fixated on looking at all the fucking mental stories, like the torture, like fucking mafia, like all of this stuff, that they're losing focus on the things that truly matter and the things that are very important to establish with respect of, is this story that we're being told truly credible? Because if you focus on the story itself and focus on its credibility, and you destroy its credibility, it's at that stage that you then have to look at who's involved in that and then branch off of that to look at what is the most likely version of events if that story isn't accurate. And what proof or evidence, should we say, that would be the fairest thing to say, evidence. What is the evidence that would suggest that the story that you're being told isn't true? So I'll read a bit of this email, and what I'm going to do in the pinned comment down below and in the description of the video, so it covers people who can't find descriptions and people who can't find fucking pinned comments, there will be a link to this. And I just want to thank the person who sent this over to me, because this kind of puts into perspective whether, you know, with respect of the peril that Jay faced, because what you've got to appreciate here is that what they're trying to say is, from when Jay's phone last pinged to where he was found, it would suggest there was a very short period of time. So the phone calls, for instance, would suggest that shortly after those phone calls, Jay Slater would have walked off a cliff. And here lies the problem. The likes of Chris Tenerife, and I'll get to the point in a second that will make sense, but the likes of Chris Tenerife, and like I say, I don't necessarily have a problem with Chris Tenerife, apart from the fact that I feel that he did the case a service originally, a fantastic service, whereby he walked the fucking walk, and he saw the issues with it. He saw the problems, and he called out the problems. But then on the flip side of that coin, he then done a 180 and succumb to this narrative of, oh, well, if you're questioning it, then you're an idiot sort of thing. And I have a problem with that, because I don't see how somebody can go from absolutely questioning it, and even more so when you hear this in a second, you'll understand even more why that's problematic. And then, like I say, it makes perfect sense that he would have done what he did. And as I've said multiple times, this was about forming a picture to everybody that Jay was in peril. He was in peril. It was paramount that we got police involved. It was paramount that we started raising money immediately, because there was a straight need, an immediate need for help, as much help as we could get hold of. When you knew exactly where he was, and you could have just said, stay put, mate, we're going to come and get you. That's all it would have taken if the story was true. But anyway, I'm going to read you. So this is Canary Islands Info. right? And it talks specifically about Masca and specifically about the ravine itself and the walking of said ravine. Now, can you remember, if you're somebody who watched Warren Slater's videos, now, he was walking these walks, he was walking, and what I will have to point out as well, can you also understand the many people who went out there and was helping looking for Jay and was wandering around? Not one of them shit-carved off a fucking cliff. Not one of them walked their fucking stupid asses off a cliff and fell down. All of them safe. All of these people walking around, not one of them, not even Dora the Explorer. And if you know who that person is, if anybody was going to walk their stupid ass off a fucking cliff, that would be that person. But anyway, everyone was safe. Not one person fell. Not even a fucking dog fell. The dog knew to stop. But Jay walked straight off a cliff. Anyway, that's by the by. I'll get straight into it. Masca Ravine Walk, right? There is no better way to explore the ravines of Masca than by wandering on foot. Wandering, not wandering. I wonder how people believe the shit that they hear sometimes. The route starts from the village through the Masca Barranco down to the beautiful Masca Beach. It's a marvellous path descending beside trickling streams and jade pools, cane groves and swaying palm trees. During the walk, visitors can't help but admire the rich flora and fauna in the area, as well as the ancient ravine walls looming ominously above. It's painting quite the picture. Visitors who are physically fit would not find it difficult to hike down the gorge. But there are some parts which can be a little tricky. In general, the trail is easy to follow and well signposted. And like I was just saying, can you remember Warren Slater? What did he point out clearly? Fucking signposts. This place is a walk where people walk frequently, all the time. All the time, people are walking there. This is a fucking lovely place to walk. This has got connections, and if you're going to read this, with pirates and pirate treasure. This is amazing. This is idyllic. This is where people hike, and they love it. Masca Beach, believed to have been a pirate hideaway. Told you there's pirates. The small Masca Beach on the coast is a 3-hour walk from the village. The hike, already a reward in itself, is through stunning sceneries and interesting rock formations. Upon arrival, visitors may enjoy the tranquility of the beach and the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. The secluded, narrow beach features black sand and rousing, shimmering sea. From the sand, volcanic rocks soar and curl around the bay, giving the beach a lagoon feel. This is how you fucking write, Howard Bloom. This is how you write. This is it. Painting that beautiful picture. It is worth bearing in mind that once down the beach, walking back to the village takes much longer and requires a high level of fitness. Alternative visitors may take a boat from the coast to the nearby Los Gigantes, or Gigantes, big, the big, a big, something big. And there you go. So how much danger was Jay Slater truly in? That imminent danger, the imminent threat. The imminent threat that would suggest that GoFundMe needs setting up, police needs to be contacted, get the fucking helicopters up there, get there immediately. He's been fucking bitten by a cactus and he's at death's fucking door. He needs help immediately. Because that's what this story was about. That's what the stuff that you was pushed out to see was trying to paint. It was trying to paint a picture of Jay Slater being in peril. And it was of utmost paramount importance for the authorities and everybody to know about it. It was about putting it on everywhere that was as public could be, and understanding that Jay has put himself in this position where he is in peril. The question is, was that peril faked? Or was that peril coming from somewhere else? Because from reading this and seeing the evidence that we've seen of not anybody else dying by walking off a fucking cliff, by the likes early on of Chris Tenerife walking around and questioning, why would you walk here when you can walk here quite safely? Warren Slater himself, fucking signposts, mate. Signposts everywhere. And why would you walk up there? Why would you do that? It doesn't even fucking make sense. Where would you start? Why would you do it? That's why this story, in my opinion, is complete and utter bullshit. Let me know down below, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.